I used that part of my summer vacation to go to Joplin, Missouri, where the tornado had hit. And when I was down there, we were at a basketball camp, and there was a family that had lost every single thing they had, their house, their sports equipment, and we were able to help give them more sports supplies than they had before, and that made me feel good, and I bet that made them feel awesome.
The power that is in these hands by the simple act of clearing the table here at Wednesday night supper, and the smile that brings to somebody's face, that's plenty of reward. I get so much blessing from the opportunity to share these hands and to smile with the people of God. It lights me up. It's its own reward.
So last spring break, I went to Indianapolis with the youth group, and I wasn't sure if that's where I wanted to go, or because all my friends were going to the beach or someplace warm, and I decided to go to good old cold Indianapolis. And there we got to work in the shepherd's house. God was able to tell me, Caroline, this is what I want you to do with your life. Work with kids who need you, who are underprivileged and need help. And so that's what I got from my time to go to Indianapolis.
A few years ago, Greg and I had the opportunity to be involved in Alpha at the Salvation Army, which was a really unique experience. As we began to draw that to a close, we really sensed God saying He wanted a little bit more from us. And so Greg and I decided to invest in 500 Bibles that would be given to residents for as long as they would last. And we loved knowing that just that small piece would be a contribution to building God's kingdom.
The most recent mission trip that I've been on was when I went to Joplin, and I just felt a calling from God that somewhere I should be. And what I sacrificed for that is I sacrificed, monetarily by paying for the trip, but not only that, but I was in Hilton Head at the time on vacation, so I gave up some of my vacation time and paid for a plane ticket down to Joplin. I met them down there, and I just really reaped generously from God for that trip because I got to see a blessing in people's lives that we helped.
About 2.5 years ago, my family and I decided to take a mission trip to Costa Rica. We went to serve young teenage girls that had problems with drug addiction, and as a result had turned into prostitution. It was quite overwhelming to think about going overseas with a 10-year-old and 8-year-old at the time, and none of us really spoke Spanish, so we didn't know how God was going to use us. We just gave Him our time and made ourselves available for just doing God's work, and it was just a tremendous blessing. Our lives were transformed when we came home. We viewed people in a different light. I just thought we'd go for 1 week and we'd do good work, and then we'd come back and life would be the same. And life really hasn't been the same. We reap so much from just being obedient to going and giving up our desires of what we thought and giving up our control.
Sue and I learned a long time ago that we cannot outgive God. No matter how much we would give in our time, our talent, our resources, God always had a richer blessing in store for us. And going to Joplin this past summer was a good example of that. We thought we were going to be the blessing to the people there, and we trusted in some way. But in the end, meeting folks who had lost everything, who still maintained a strong faith, strong courage, strong hope, they were the inspiration to us. We experienced God in a new way through them, and we were the ones who were richly blessed.